The next team on our list is the Las Vegas Raiders, and their schedule looks like this, including 4 primetime games. One week 5 against the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football, a Thursday night matchup against the Rams, a Sunday night matchup against the New England Patriots, where I'm going to assume that we all have Las Vegas beating New England on Sunday Night Football, and then finishing off with a Thursday night matchup against Pittsburgh. I have one little question. This has, I don't, none of you guys might be prepared for this. I'll send it to you, Aaron. Week 15 and week 16, they have a Sunday night game and then a Thursday night game. That's really close together. Very close together. No.
It's a Saturday night game.
Oh, it is. It is
it's a Saturday night. It's a Saturday night game. Yeah, it's a Saturday night game. It's Thursday Night Football, the NFL Network, but it is a Saturday night game.
Okay, so that's, I guess,
somebody wasn't paying attention to the doc
how they do
the
that.
graphic.
That's weird how they call things, those shows, and then they air them on
Saturday Night Football is Thursday Night Football, and
Sunday night.
Thursday Night Football. NFL Network does Thursday Night Football,
so
but it's a Saturday special. Basically,
we're gonna have to note that a little bit better in the doc nowadays. It has the Thursday night tag on it, and I put the Thursday night game on it. I did not. I
look told you.
I know that we discussed. Okay.
Anyway,
either way,
let's talk about the Raiders.
Let's talk about the Raiders schedule.
Now you got to come up with a different question.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Dylan and try and bury what I just messed up with. Dylan, Raiders schedule looks like this. What is their storyline heading into the season?
New beginnings, right? No more John Gruden. No more off the field issues that took place last year. There were a lot of them. A little bit more unfortunate than some. But, I mean, right now you bring in a new head coach. You got Josh McDaniels. You bring in who you want. You get Davante Adams. A lot of fresh starts, new beginnings here for the Raiders. And last year they were a good football team. Made it to the postseason. Derek Carr played some good football for them. You bring in a Josh McDaniels, and we saw McDaniels when he got to Denver, the way he instilled his culture was he traded his star quarterback in Jay Cutler. So that was a different move by them. They decided to elect to stay with Derek Carr here. They bring in Davante Adams, and it's new beginnings for them in a tough division, but I think that's the one headline you look at. New beginnings, can they work? Can all these new faces come together and build something special in year one?
Yeah, Dylan got in the doc after me and was like, wow, AJ's really killing it with the headlines. I'm going to just do what he's talking about. No one's going to notice because I'm going to go before him every time. It's cool. My storyline is what way does McDaniels go? Does he try the Patriot way again because it worked so well for him in Denver? I don't think so. How does he change the culture when he shows up? We saw what B Mafia was able to do for that Raiders squad at the end of the day. They bring in Josh McDaniels. Is he going to be able to instill his own culture? And is he going to be the first true success from the Bill Belichick tree? And I mean like true success. When you look at it here, you think about the guys that came off of that coaching tree from Belichick. Romeo Crennel, 32-63. Eric Mangini, 33-47. Bill O'Brien has the winning record of 52-48, but even he tried to fly too close to the sun and be the Bill Belichick GM, and now D-Hop is in Arizona, and they got like a second-round pick for him. I won't say anything about Brian Flores. I think he was fleeced, and I think he had the potential to be the next one. Even Matt Patricia, 13-29-1. So coming into a good team with the quarterback that they just gave another franchise contract, bringing in Davante Adams, fixing that secondary, is he going to be able to instill a culture that is going to allow his scheme to work, allow his offensive mindset to work, and allow them to be good in a conference that everyone still got better when they got better as well?
Yeah, my headline's simple. It's coming from Derek Carr. I'm Derek Carr, and my headline is keep sleeping on us. I think a lot of people, I think the consensus is right now the Raiders are the worst team in this division, which I think is unfair because they were the only other team besides Kansas City to make the playoffs last year, and they improved arguably just as much as everybody else in this division, adding a Davante Adams, adding a Chandler Jones. They've added some depth at the running back position with the Josh Jacobs. They got Zamir White in the draft. They went out and got offensive line help and Dylan Parham. To me, I think the Raiders are a prime position to shock a lot of people this year. And I think it's going to start the exact way they want it to start. I think they start slow. I think to start the season, you're looking at a 3-2 football team, maybe a 3-4, 4-4 football team. And then once their bye week hits, after that, when they get to Jacksonville, I think they turn it on. I believe I have the Raiders winning 4, 6, 7 out of their last 10 games. I think that Josh McDaniels is going to do it right this time. He's much more mature. He's much more experienced. He's been able to see how the NFL has changed. And let's just be honest, he was young in Denver. He didn't know what he was doing. And that experience is going to help him now that he goes to Las Vegas. To me right now, the Raiders are in a very, very good situation because they don't have high expectations because of all the talent that's in the AFC West. Doesn't matter how much they did. Everybody still sees them as the worst team in that division with the worst quarterback in that division. And I think that's the perfect spot for the Raiders to be in.
What is actually your record to start that season? What, like, before the bye, what is Vegas's record for you?
I have them losing to the Chargers, beating Arizona, beating Tennessee, and beating Denver, but then I'm having them losing 3 straight. And yes, that includes the game against Houston coming out of the bye week. I have them losing then, and then I have them losing at New Orleans, and then right when they go to Jacksonville is when I have them turning it on. So prior to the New Orleans game, I have them 3-4 after 7 games.
I have them games. When I look at their schedule, I have them beating. Let's see, I have them go. I actually have them going 2-2 before their bye week. That's what I have them going.
That's strange. They play 5 games.
Yeah, right. I was like, that's not math. He doesn't math.
He
doesn't math well.
I looked at it quick, went back to the graphic.
You have them going 3-2. I have them going 2-3.
Correct.
I'm sorry. No, I have them. I actually have them 3-2 as well. So
yeah, math is hard. Math is very hard. This is what our standings look like. AJ, you are the lowest at 9-8. Dylan and Aaron both are 10-7, and I have them at 11-6.
Vinny, I'm gonna say it now. I was gonna wait till we got to like the Chargers and stuff, but you're crazy, bro. There is no way 4 teams in the AFC West are winning 11 games.
Yeah, I honestly I did this, and I was like, man, like I'm trying. This is too much. Like it's too much.
They're all good. They're all good, but not only do they play each other, then they have to go play an NFC West, which is also a little bit better of a division compared to some other divisions.
I was looking at it too. So, I mean, are my wins wrong here? I have them beating the Chargers. So, like in the NFC West, and I looked at this and I was very upset with myself, and I tried to change it. I only have the Rams beating one of these AFC West teams. Like I don't have any of the NFC West. I think I have the Raiders losing an extra game to like Arizona or something, but I don't have anywhere else a win for an NFC West team. And I felt bad about it. And I was like, but these teams are that good. I feel like these teams are that good. And really, I don't think San Francisco is that good. I don't think Arizona is that good. Like, and by that good, I mean I don't think that they're on the same level as what the Raiders have.
I'll just say this when we talk about schedules. It's hard, right? Because at the end of the day, we all look at these games and we think who they can win, but we all know there's going to be crazy games. Yeah. And you just named 2 playoff teams from last year and said that you don't think they're that good, which is in the NFC, which is a weaker conference, which is crazy to me. But
that's why
most people, you talk about a division like their own in the West, you have to say they split.
Yeah,
it's hard to. Nobody can really look down these schedules and say, "Oh, Kansas City is going to beat this team twice. Denver's going to beat this team." No, they're going to split.
I don't. That's the thing. I have most of them splitting in this division,
and then just not losing to anybody else,
and then just not losing to anyone else. That's what I ended up I didn't have them losing to anyone else just because that's how good. Sure. That's how far ahead I think of the Raiders and the Chiefs and the Chargers and the Broncos here.
It's just tough though, Vinny. The Raiders go at New Orleans. That's a tough ass game. They go at Pittsburgh. They go at like these places that they're playing these teams that may not be great, or maybe they are, but they're on the road.
Are you looking at what I have? Because I have them losing to New Orleans and losing to Pittsburgh.
You should. That's who I have them losing to.
But that's what I'm saying. I have them.
So once to the Chargers, once to the Chiefs, once to the Broncos, at New Orleans. At Pittsburgh, that's 5 losses right there. At the Rams, that's 6 losses. They don't lose any other game on their schedule?
I don't think so. I don't think Indianapolis has to travel to Vegas. I don't think
so. The Houston game, the reason I said the Houston game is because that's a letdown game. Every team has that letdown game. It's a matter of do you pull that letdown game out? That's the letdown game I have them losing. It could easily be Indianapolis. It could easily be one of those home games.
I gave them a letdown game, and that was Tennessee in week 3. I don't think Tennessee's that good. And we've talked about on this show. I don't think Tennessee's that good. I think that's their letdown game if you want to count a week 3 game as a letdown game.
So I was about to say, I think that's too early for a letdown game. Because, I mean, we saw last year, Tennessee, week 3 is the first time they actually looked decent, like a formidable NFL team. I mean, so I think where mine got there, because you mentioned I had the lowest, I actually do have the Chargers sweeping the Raiders this year. And I do know they got better. But we talk about Dylan Parham coming to the Raiders. I still don't think that's enough from where the Raiders' offensive line used to be to now go against a thinking that they're going to be healthy Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, and that front 7 on top of what that secondary has to boast. And I know it hasn't happened. I know the Chargers haven't swept the Raiders since 2018, but they've only been getting better since Justin Herbert's gotten there, and I think that continues. So I don't think, I mean, as easy as it is to know that there should split division games, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for a team that we, again, have said has gotten better on offense. Now they've locked down Mike Williams again. They got another bookend tackle. They've addressed a lot of their issues. I just think they're a much better team. How do you
gauge, like, so this is always my question, people. How do you gauge a division opponent and assume a sweep? Because it doesn't matter how good the Chargers are and how bad the Raiders are. It's the Jacksonville Colts thing. Right. It didn't matter how bad Jacksonville was. When they play the Colts at a certain time, that game's going to be tough, and they're always find ways to win. So how do you then predict sweeps within a division?
Look at the AFC North here. Look at the AFC North. I mean, the Bengals boat raced the freaking Ravens twice. Boat raced them. Kick their ass.
But nobody's do you predict that? That's why I always say no matter what, when I go to do season predictions, I'm predicting a split. Now, maybe it's on the road, maybe it's at home, but I'm not predicting any team unless it's significantly. They've shown me over the course of years that they were a Super Bowl contender, that they're going to sweep somebody. For instance, if you want to say the Chiefs sweep somebody, hey, more power to you. They've been in the AFC Championship for 4 years. Chargers haven't made the playoffs.
They don't say it about the Chiefs.
Because they want.
No, because the Chargers have not been to the playoffs.
I understand that, and that's okay. But at the same time, we know they should have. We saw the letdown games.
That's my point.
To answer your question, I gauged this on the fact that I do believe that they, being Justin Herbert, being those wide receivers, being Brandon Staley, learned a lot from their letdown games last year, because there were games that they lost that are inexcusable. I don't think Brandon Staley has to look at the way – I'm not saying he's going to change his entire mentality, but I think he knows better now than I'm Brandon Staley. It's 4th down, and we're going to go for it on a 17 because I'm Brandon Staley. You can't get away doing that season after season, number one. And then number two, I am just thinking about how unpredictable the NFL is. And so if it's predictable to say that you're going to split a division, well, then why not take a flyer this early in the offseason and see that a close game with the Raiders?
You could have ended the whole argument with that. So you just said you're just taking a flyer is what you're saying?
I guess I'm sorry I used the word flyer, but I believe it.
This is now AJ's excuse here for when he predicts something wrong and it comes back to him and he's like, I was just taking a flyer on it. It's okay. It doesn't mean anything. I want to push forward here, though, and give a shout out to everyone in the chat right now. It's absolutely buzzing between Squid, our new viewer here, new in the chat. Welcome to the chat. One Nation Underground. Sherm's in the chat. Bailey's in the chat. We appreciate everyone buzzing here, talking about the Raiders. We're going to talk about the Chargers in just a few moments, so Squid's going to be very happy. But we're buzzing. We're rolling. We're live.
People are downplaying the Raiders. Just got to stop it. We do this every time because they have a poor history of winning. But as poor as the Raiders have been, guess what? The Chargers have been just as poor. The Broncos have been just as poor.
A difficult three-point game at the buzzer is not me saying, the Raiders suck. That's saying they got in a tough game in a dogfight against a division opponent.
I'm not just talking about you, though. I'm just being in general. They're being dismissed.
Hey, hold on. We can't say this. We can't say this to AJ. Last year, he was all fine and dandy on hopping on the Browns, and they stank. They had that stank. So it's okay. Like, AJ knows. AJ has been through this before. You're on mute, homie. You on mute. That's a minus.
I wasn't talking to you. I wasn't talking about myself.
That's a double minus.
My computer is legit about to die, and I'm yelling at my wife to bring me my charger. It's in the couch. Hurry up!